Hello, everyone. Corey Creed here, Director of Training for Social Fresh. Happy to be here with Jay Baer.
Thank you. Corey, good to see you. Good to be here.
You too. Thank you for
in this sumptuous setting.
Yes, we are here in the very comfortable chairs with the
light brew room.
Yes, this is the green room.
Just it's the light brew room. It's the Robin's Egg blue room.
And it has no green in it.
None.
No, but we call it that anyways. At any rate, you just gave a fantastic keynote this morning.
Thank you.
At Social Fresh. Thank you for coming out, and it was fantastic. Facebook and email, how they work together, and lots of Sesame Street characters in it.
Yes, I've licensed without licensing all kinds of Muppets and Sesame Street characters.
Excellent.
I'm sure I'll be hearing from their attorney.
I doubt it.
Let's hope
At least we hope not.
Yeah, that's right.
So we got talking a little bit last night, and just in one of the hallways, and you were telling me a little bit about your history and background. And you've actually, and most people probably don't know this, you actually have owned multiple agencies.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. People sort of who know me through what I do now with Convince to Convert and the social media side sort of assume that, like a lot of people in social media, sort of just kind of got into social media. And I've actually been in online marketing since '94, so since the very, very beginning. In fact, the first company...
There wasn't much online.
No, you got that right. The first company I was a part of, I was a partner in a firm called Internet Direct, which was actually the first virtual web hosting company in the world. My partner at the time invented virtual hosting. Before he came up with the partitioning algorithm that would allow you to put multiple domains on a single server.
Okay.
Before that, it was one domain, one box.
Wow.
So literally you had to have a dedicated server to run a dot anything. And so he figured out a way to partition that, and so we invented that business, which of course now is, et cetera, et cetera. And I was the senior partner at the ripe age of 24, nice. And we completely screwed it up and ended up selling the smoking wreckage of the company to MindSpring for like $5 at a chicken sandwich, but learned a lot.
And then you did several other agencies?
Yeah, and started several other digital agencies after that, and owned my own and sold one and did some other things, and then started Convince and Convert about 3.5 years ago, something like that.
And now you're actually working with multiple agencies.
Yeah.
And each of those agencies have multiple clients.
Yeah, it's almost a multiplier effect because my background is on the agency side. Yeah. My company, Convince and Convert, consults for a lot of different agencies and helps them get better at social and digital. So we work with agencies, public relations, advertising, and full service on how to package, price, staff, and sell social and digital. And so we have, I think, about a dozen agencies we work with on retainer. Nice. Each of them have 10, 20, 30 clients. And so indirectly, we have hundreds of clients, which is an interesting phenomenon.
How does that affect, how does that help you having so many different clients? How does that affect your ability or your viewpoint towards social media and digital marketing?
I think it gives us great breadth as an organization because if you name a kind of company or name a size of company, we work on it, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's all the way from Fortune 5 companies all the way down to literally one of our agency clients, is doing PR for like a Denny's. Yeah. Like one Denny's, right? So I mean, it's all in between, and so it's a really interesting circumstance for us because we see a lot of different flavors of social and digital, and so there's not a lot of scenarios that we don't come across on occasion, at least.
And so you're helping them with strategy, the agencies and the companies both, building the social media strategy. What I find fascinating, and I'd love to ask your input on this, is what determines which strategy is used for each? Is it more along industry lines, or is it how advanced the company is? What determines what would be a different strategy, or is it just completely unique for every single one?
I wish I had a graphic that I could hold up on a chart. I have this fantastic graphic.
I should have told you the question earlier.
The social media strategy is keyed to the business strategy, which isn't necessarily about company size or company tech savviness or industry. It's about what are you trying to accomplish as an organization. Of course, everybody wants to sell stuff, but beyond that, it kind of goes like this. You've got business strategy, business objectives, business metrics, marketing strategy, marketing objectives, marketing metrics, social media strategy, social media objectives, social media tactics, social media metrics. And it literally has to be in that sequence. The big problem that we have today in this industry is people sort of doing social media for social media's sake, right? So the goal is not to be good at social media. The goal is to be good at business because of social media, and those are not the same thing. So companies sort of create this whole social empire, but they don't understand how it makes them money or saves them money or both, and it's just a waste of time.
So you're coming in at that third level, but that first level of business and second level of marketing, do you end up working with that a lot? Because
oftentimes we do.
They're not ready?
Yeah, oftentimes we do, because we're not really a pure play social media agency, like, hey, let us help you get more likes. I mean, we do that, of course, but that's not our deal. We try and take a much more holistic, business savvy focused approach.
And then the more talented or the more advanced agencies probably have a lot of that already down. You're just coming in at that third level.
Yeah, in some cases that's true. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, absolutely. It's really all over the board, which is exciting for us.
Yeah.
We definitely have agency partners that are farther along the continuum, and some that are just getting started on that journey, and so it's fun for us.
So let's talk. At the end of your keynote, someone had talked to you about the healthcare industry. So let me throw a few different industries out there. If you've worked with all these different companies, healthcare industry versus let's say retail versus real estate or automotive. What are there differences in social media? I mean, there's got to be a different social media plan for a funeral parlor, something that's not very social by nature, than something that is. Am I off on that? Or
no, not at all.
What's the difference in the industries? What do you see?
Yeah. So what we typically look at is I have a graphic on this. I just have the graphic. There is a pendulum, right? Or that's not the right word. It's a teeter-totter kind of thing.
Teeter-totter.
So the more that people are talking about you today in social, the less content your organization has to make, because people are already talking about you. The less people are talking about you, the more you have to give them something to talk about by creating content. So when you look at healthcare, you look at B2B, you look at companies that are less cool, that are less chatter-worthy naturally, that's where your emphasis on content creation and content marketing has to be first and foremost, and then social becomes the gas that you throw on the fire, which is content. In the other circumstance, automotive, Pepsi, things like that, McDonald's, brands that people are talking about already, you don't have to worry about content as much. The content comes from your audience, right? That your customers are already chattering about you. You're just leaping into conversations that they've already started. So it's just a different, it's like a switch.
Yeah, so that would apply even on a small business level, I would think.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've got an accountant, for example. Not real thrilling. He's got to work more on the content
Probably
side.
nobody's talking about them yet. So you got to be informative, educational.
Dentists, things like that. And then you have other things like social media agencies that may be a little more thrilling and exciting.
But even so, I mean, on a professional services side, a lot of it is still content creation and being smart about content. I mean, that's what we do with the Convince to Convert blog. So Social Fresh does with a Social Fresh blog. It's, you got to educate, you got to inform.
Very interesting. Well, thank you so much for making some
My
time
pleasure. It's great to be here. We'll do it again.
I hope you enjoy your time here at Social Fresh.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Hope to have
We'll
you
do it
again.
again. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.